Week 3 of the Idaho State Legislative Session is over. It was another busy week. Our JFAC meeting was canceled yesterday, not sure why. We still have plenty of work to do and could have certainly used the time to hear from our budget analysts. I know there's some pushing and shoving that's going on between the House and Senate, their leadership over rules. It appears the House wants to proceed without rules, and the Senate says, no, we need rules, and not sure how you can move forward without rules. Think about it. Can you play basketball, Monopoly without rules? Rules, we need those. Regardless, hopefully we'll get those ironed out and move forward. So this week we'll be looking at budgets for the Department of Parks and Recreation, Department of Fish and Game, Department of Lands, Department of Insurance, and a medical health residency program that affects us, ERMAC. So we're trying to increase the number of residency programs up by 8 slots. And I believe there are 4 new positions for psych counselors at ERMAC. So it's a 3-way that we fund it. The school funds part of it, the hospital will fund part of it, and then the state of Idaho funds part of it. And so that will be as part of that budget that we'll have to look at this week. I expect we'll be setting some budgets this week as well, hopefully. Those will be smaller budgets. It's for the commissions of Commission for Libraries, the Historical Department, Department of Ag, and the State Tax Commission, that they should come up. We still need to vote on the employee compensation rate. I think we'll hit that this week. And an estimated revenue for fiscal year 2025. We need both of those things in place in order to start setting budgets. And so hopefully we'll get to those this week. Lots to do in JFAC. I don't think we're behind schedule yet, but plenty to do, and we'll keep busy. That's where I spend the majority of my time is in JFAC. So another big thing that we're working on is the PBM bill. I've talked about this before. PBM stands for Pharmacy Benefits Manager. I expect to have a print hearing for this bill this week. The bill will increase drug pricing, transparency, and hold pharmacy benefit managers accountable for unfair and deceptive practices that drive up the cost of prescription drugs at the expense of consumers. The PBM will ban deceptive, unfair pricing schemes, prohibit arbitrary clawbacks of payments made to pharmacies, and require PBMs to report to be totally transparent on the cost and on their spread pricing. There is too much money for the PBMs to lose to not fight this bill. So this will be a big one, I'm sure. I'm working with Representative Jordan Redmond from Northern Idaho on this bill. He owns a couple of pharmacies, so he's there. He knows, he's kind of in the thick of it and knows the stuff, but we've had lots of meetings on that. So look for that, the PBM coming up. If you're interested in that, love to have you come in and testify for that. The other big thing that I've talked about for probably 2 years now is the Children's Device Protection Act, my mobile device bill. Monday morning at 8 a.m. sharp, I will be having a print hearing on this bill in the Senate State Affairs Committee, and hopefully a public hearing later this week. And so again, if you support this bill and would like to help out, I could truly use your testimony. You can do that from Zoom and log on in your pajamas and whatever and testify that, or you can get on the road and come and Monday morning be at the Capitol at 8 a.m. So opposition to this bill is working through the Capitol. They're mustering up lots of reasons why not to vote for this bill. But let me just tell you in a nutshell, the bill is basically giving parents the ability to help their children. It does not take rights away from parents. It gives the parents the ability to turn on or turn off the parental filtering software. What this bill does, though, is upon activation of the mobile device, if it's activated in the state of Idaho for a minor, then turn on the parental filtering software. That's basically all it does. And again, parent can turn it on and off. If you're an adult and you love your pornography, this will not affect you. It only affects minors, and it only affects phones that are activated within the state of Idaho. And this bill is in line with the governor's wish. As let me just do a little quick quote here. Governor Little stated in his State of the State address, he said, and I quote, "And there's more we can do to protect our kids online. The dominance of social media in the past decade is an obvious reason for the decline in youth mental health. Social media is addicting. It creates a forum for cyberbullying. It replaces quality time with kids, friends, and loved ones, and it makes them compare themselves to impossible artificial standards for looks and lifestyles. To that end, I'm asking my partner, the legislator, to pass meaningful reforms this session, like the legislative bodies in Arkansas, Utah, and other states have done, to better protect our children from the harms of social media." End of quote. So again, this bill is there to help your children. I'd love to have your support. Monday, 8 a.m. is the print hearing, and you won't get to say anything in there, but you can watch it. But it'll be later this week when the public hearing takes place. Next thing I want to talk about is school facilities. I am really excited about this. This bill gets the state of Idaho more involved with the building of facilities. We've had a Supreme Court case where the Idaho Supreme Court case has said Idaho must be involved more with building facilities. And if we don't, we are going to get sued. And so this bill puts $200 million in an account, and then we use that to leverage $2 billion worth of bonds every 10 years. So that $2 billion will go out in a formula out to different districts, and they can take the lump sum or they can take so much each month. There's a few caveats or strings attached to it that I think are good strings. But one of the things that I'm really excited about that I've also been working on for a couple of years is what I call the cookie cutter standard facility plan. In other words, the state of Idaho comes up with an elementary, middle, and high school blueprints, plans that have been vetted, that experts have looked at, and we put money in the classroom inside the school to teach the kids, not on the outside. We're not trying to create an architectural showcase of a building. We want to do a standard building that we can get really, really good at, prove, vetted, and build it here, there, and just keep getting better and better at the building. But it kind of pushes back on the Taj Mahal-ish kind of thing. And so I'm excited about that. So part of this bill is that if you're going to use this money, then you'll need to use the plans, at least as a starting point, that the state of Idaho comes up. So it'll create a model school facility council, and they will research, adopt, and implement a model school facility. I think it's a great idea. There's a lot of push to get there. Talked to 6 or 7 superintendents last week. In fact, I talked about that in Breakfast with Senator Cook last week. Another thing is all money shall be used for school facilities directly related to school district's core education mission. No money shall be used for facilities with a primary athletic purpose. So the money is not going to be used for the football field or the tennis court or the swimming pool or anything else like that. It's going to be used for core education and stuff. And that's not saying the district can't go out and say, well, we want to do a swimming pool or a huge football field. Great. Figure out a way and you bond that or go out to private and get private donations to build those things. But it shouldn't be on the backs of grandma and grandpa on their property tax. They're willing to pay their fair share of property tax for the core education, but let's not saddle them with the other extra stuff. So anyway, that's what's going on this week. It's going to be another busy week on Capitol Hill. I'd love to hear from you. Text me, email me, call me, whatever fits you. But let me know what you're thinking of and what the issues are and we need to work through. Thank you so much. Talk to you later.